Washington Examiner, fear of election violence and civil war surge. Now, that is called burying the lead, my friends, because here's the better story. The nation's largest network of survival camps is urging its members to spend Election Day inside its guarded fences due to growing concerns about political violence and civil war. Fortitude Ranch, which has several established and planned off-the-grid prepper resorts, issued its call after pollsters reporting surging fears of violence from the losing side in next month's election. Quote, if you are a Fortitude Ranch survival community member, they are going to be open on Election Day so members who are in areas of high risk of post-election protest violence can take refuge. Fortitude Ranch staff does not consider the likelihood of immediate post-election violence or civil war to be high. But there is a strong likelihood of some violence by the 50% or more of the population that will be very angry with the November 5th results, said the organization on its Collapse Survivor app. Okay, well, there's two ways to look at it. Here's a question for you. Is Fortitude Ranch being completely straightforward in, there may be some protests and you might want to, if you're in a high-risk area, be at this camp where you can chill out, and they're really nice places? Or are they trying to avoid alarming people and sparking panic by saying, if you are in a high-risk area, the chance of danger, violence, death is extremely high. You need to get out now, which could cause a panic.
Probably the second.
You think they're avoiding a panic?
Yeah, they probably genuinely believe it. If there's ever been a risk to political, serious confrontational political violence in the last 30 years in the United States, it's going to be on November 5th or right around that time because of the hot media. The media has been.
Where are these people? Where are they located?
They're all over the country.
Because I assume the type of person who goes to one of these is heavily armed.
Yep.
Right.
Well, let me tell you about Fortitude Ranch. Okay. They're basically man resorts.
Yeah.
Okay. So they say survival community, but I tell you what it really is. They've got bunkers. Yeah. They got emergency food. But when you go there, it's basically like a dude's retreat where you've got you're chopping wood, you're shooting guns, you're watching movies in a log cabin.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah.
It's like a timeshare for dudes, like a spa for dudes.
Are they just trying to sell more timeshares?
They have one.
You're LARPing that you're a commando in the end of the world, but the reality is that if the world does end, you definitely want to be there.
Yeah.
But
so it's your cool vacation spot to go and do man stuff, and in the unlikely event that the world actually does end,
and you're in the best
you have a
spot for
place
it.
to go should you need it.
Man, RFK said a vote for Kamala is a vote for nuclear war. Did you see that?
Wow.
Today, I think he said that. That was. I would think of that as rhetoric, but I mean, he's.
That's why I wonder if Fortitude is really thinking nothing's going to happen, but come hang out.
They're really very good about contingencies, and I think they do believe that if there is something possible that might happen, it's going to happen early after the election. So be here for that.
Look, man.
I agree with that. Yeah, it probably will happen right away. And again, they're probably just trying to sell.
The real. A lot of people talk about the fighting the government or whatever. That's not what is going to happen, or at least not what I imagine is going to happen. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be angry with other people. As much as Donald Trump is the big boogeyman, you see the way that the leftists and stuff treat other Americans. Like the woman that went up to that person's, they caught her on the Ring camera. She went up to the house and she literally knocked on the door and she was wigging out because this woman was a Trump voter and stuff. I imagine that, and it was the guy that got shot in Seattle.
Aaron Danielson?
Yeah, Aaron Danielson.
Was that Seattle or was that Portland?
Well, the Pacific Northwest.
There you go.
But even still, he was shot specifically because he was a Trump voter. I imagine those things would be more of a problem for your average American than having to fight the government, because nobody's really going to want to fight the government.
No.
I do want to add this as personal disclosure. I have a as small as a minority stake as possible in Fortitude, single digit, but I don't communicate with them. I don't know much about what they're doing or why they're doing it. I just want to make sure that's clear.
To clarify too, Aaron Danielson was in Portland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met the Fortitude guys. We've had the CEO on the show and the CEO.
When they came on, I basically wrote a check hey, if something happens, can I bring my family? And they're like,
great guys, super honest guys, and ex-military.
It sounds like a fun time.
The CEO, I think he's ex-military. Was he?
Yeah, they're ex-intelligence, military, and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying it's more of they call it off-the-grid prepper resorts. That's exactly how I describe it.
Resorts.
You hang out and there's chickens. Yeah. And you LARP as being a man in the wilderness.
You're not are you eating all the food you're eating is reconstituted with water,
eating
rations style?
No, you're eating cheeseburgers and normal food.
This just sounds like a fun man retreat.
It's like a man retreat. But like I said, if the world is about to end, you definitely want to be there. So that's why I asked the question, are they trying to downplay this because they don't want everyone jumping in their cars and speeding, and then everything fills up, and then they're like got people banging on the door?
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, if it's going to happen, just on the off chance, be here before it happens.
Because they did this last time around. That's how we ended up meeting them, actually. Because I think in 2020 they issued a call saying, if you're a member, it's time to come to the bunkers. Yeah.
What do they go? Oh,
It's more boring than that. You have an app and it goes, "Brr."
yeah.
And then it's like,
Close the walls. I mean, it's like this giant 9,000 foot high wall.
I mean, you just don't want to be anywhere densely populated, and you're fine.
Yeah,
If you're in, like, I still even find it hard. to see.
but isn't it funny that they destroy
hold
their own
on.
cities?
What's that?
They destroy their own cities? It's
Yeah, I mean,
what are
like
they
New
fighting?
York City, like Williamsburg is gonna get. I remember so specifically when Joe Biden, when they called it for Biden in 2020, I was sleeping. It was like 11. It was like 11 a.m.
You heard the brrr.
and I was sleeping, and literally, I woke up to cheering in the streets, right? And I didn't know what was going on. I was kind of confused, and I just hear all this cheering. And I'm like, "Oh, Biden won!" And I walked outside. It looked like I remember when I lived in Toronto, the Toronto Raptors won the NBA Finals. That's what it looked like. The streets were just full of jubilant people. This will be the opposite. This will be the opposite of that. People,
Who wants to live in New York? It's so wild.
I don't do it by choice
Then why do you do it?
because comedy's good there.
If you live in Jersey.
I do. Well, I actually do live in Jersey,
Aha! We got him. Exposed.
but I'm moving back to New York.
Yeah, I know that joy of living close to the action. I like to spend
yeah.
time in Miami for that reason, but it's nice to be in the woods.
Nah, bro, I tell you, you got to just do comedy. out
Miami,
here. You got to go to
Trump wins, there'll be
go to-
salsa
Go to
dancing in the
Images
street.
over on 340. Every Saturday, there's like 2 or 3 people hanging out. Well, what are you-
Bombard them with a.
You're laughing at us rural folk out here. Huh? What are you doing, huh?
Yeah, that's
You
all I
s-
need
you
is
slicker.
one set every 2 weeks. That's perfect.
Well, how often do you do a set?
10 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like New York's the only place. Maybe
You just
Austin
like say
a
the
little bit.
same joke over and over and over again.
Sometimes different ones. Yeah, but it's whatever I'm working on. But I don't like I like whatever I'm working on for that period. And
So far to say, it's a different culture in a big city in the United States. It is such a different. This country is so vastly divergent. Like being in Miami, it's like being in a different country.
I feel, if I understand correctly, that's the way that it's been for, I mean, as long as there have been cities,
Yeah.
the culture in the city and the culture
course.
in the rural areas are significantly different.
yeah, I mean, like there's a reason why most large cities in this country are Democratic. Like, are there any huge cities that go red? Like maybe like Dallas.
I don't know.
I don't even know. Like, it seems like most cities will go, oh yeah, you know, it's like the big city, everybody's a Democrat, and then outside of it, everyone's a Republican. I mean, even New York is like that.
Like there's that vibe. Like they'll take care of me if I'm in the city. Either they're going to take care of me, or it's all screwed. So they better take care of me.
Yeah,
Whoever they are.
I don't know.
It's like if there's a fire, we can't put it out. If
No.
a tree falls down, please someone come.
I was
and
just
pick it
joking
up
about
for us.
yesterday. I was in Greenwich Village, and there's like a giant, like Greenwich Village is literally a 1-bedroom apartment, is $6,000 a month, and there's a hardware store, like like must be sitting on a piece of land that would sell for $200 million. Like it's so valuable, and there's just like a hardware store. You're like, nobody here is going to a hardware store. Like, what is this even for? Like, nobody around here fixes stuff, their own stuff when it breaks. Like, you know,
Well, the help has to get something to fix it.
they're all bug men.
Yeah, but still, that like all this stuff can be delivered by Amazon nowadays.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that too.
Good point.
Oh man, big time. I find myself using Amazon. Do
you feel bad about it?
Kind of not. I'm going hard on Twitch, and I'm just kind of like, yay, Amazon, yay, corporations. Like, I understand the danger of centralization of authority and power. Like, Amazon could create a drone army and take over the country if they tried. They could try, and they could make a dent. But
Dude, stop giving Jeff ideas.
yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it's literally
Corporation.
magic what they do.
But it's kind of like we were talking about small government earlier, and I was thinking about the men who built America and how valuable it is to kind of strip away bureaucracy, like Elon and stuff. And like we had Rockefeller and Carnegie and Vanderbilt, and how much power these individuals and their corporations accrued because of that. So you do kind of want some government limiting corporate power, but I think we have too much government.
Yeah, Rockefeller was a G. He was doing by himself 1% of the American GDP by himself.
We should have taxed him and taken everything from him.
They tried. They split up his companies, and then he got even richer.
Just because it's wrong to be rich for no reason. You're
Hey, he wasn't rich for no reason. He like
if
did
you
all
win the-
that
if you win-
stuff.
if you win the lottery, you're instantly evil. That's just the way it works, you know.
Yeah. So it works.
Terrible take.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.